Hi. This is the second time I'm doing this intro, and it's even more awkward now. We're gonna read some fan fictions today, because I'm on spring break. I'm playing with a bottle cap. Taylor's here. Yeah. She says hi. She's muted, because she's loud and annoying. She gave me the finger. She can hear me, but we can't hear her, which is fantastic. Anyway, today we're gonna read some fan fictions. Well, just one. Might do more videos after this, we'll see. Today, this video's story how the hell am I gonna say that? It's on Archive of Our Own. We'll just figure out a way to put the author on the screen, because there is no way in hell I'm going to be able to say that name. The title of this fanfiction is The Flight of Destiny. It's a Malik story. In the tags it says it's mostly pre-Malik. Malik is Magnus Bane and Alec Lightwood from Shadowhunters / the Mortal Instruments series. If you didn't know that, Taylor's being annoying over there. She's laughing now. Let's get started. The summary says, allocated flying very much until it made him met the one he meant to be. Okay. My phone's in the way. Taylor, move. Alright. Allocated flying. He really hated it. He couldn't comprehend why people trusted a big chunk of iron to fly them to some place. It could fall at any time, and if it fell into the land, it would kill them all. Very true, Alec. Alec sighed. He preferred transportation that actually ran on land like a car. He could make sure everything was gonna be alright because he was the one who drove it, not like a plane. Even with the subway or bus, he could at least see where it was going. Whereas with planes, he could only see clouds everywhere that sometimes freaked him out. He wasn't afraid of heights. He was freaking not. Same. He had to trust some stranger flying the big chunk of iron of death. He could only sit and wait for it to land. Alec Lightwood hated flying. Very much. He had to meet his client in LA. It was 4 days before his sister's wedding when he went to LA. Now he had to go back to NYC because in 2 days it would be his sister's wedding. He detested the fact that the distance between LA and New York was 2.4 miles. It says 2,4 miles. I don't know what that means. Which meant it would take at least 2 days to reach it by car, and that's why he had to settle traveling with airplane instead. He leaned back on his chair in the airport and sighed. He distracted himself from thinking about the big chunk of iron which was called a plane. His mind wandered to his sister Izzy. He still couldn't wrap it in his mind that his sister would be married in 2 days. Between the three of them, Izzy was the first one that was about to get married. If someone told Alec that a few years ago, he would have laughed. Izzy was such a free spirit. Sometimes Alec was almost sure, no one could settle such a free spirit until Izzy met Simon Lewis, her fiancé and soon-to-be her husband. He was such a nerd and a geeky little cute guy. If you put Izzy and Simon side by side, you would see exactly how opposite they were. I love Sissy. OTP. But then again, it might have been what drew Izzy to Simon. They were so different on personality, clothes, and many more things, but Simon loved genuinely and wholeheartedly. It was something that definitely pulled Izzy to him. Alec might sometimes not get Simon, but he made his sister happy. It was more than he could ask for. His mind wander was interrupted by the announcement that it was time to board his plane. Alec sighed. He rose from his chair and pulled his case with him. He checked whether he had his boarding pass and ticket. He could only think of one thing. I hope I can survive this. Page break. As he took his seat, he felt uneasy already. He wanted nothing but to run from this big chunk of iron, but he couldn't. It was already flying and running from here meant his death. Alec sighed. He just had to bear with it for 5 hours, and then he could avoid this big chunk of iron forever. Maybe not, but whatever. 2 hours later, he still wanted nothing but get away from the big chunk of iron, but there was something that really helped him to distract his brain. It was the pilot's voice. His voice was a perfect distraction for him. It was soothing and yet flirty and also full of sass. His voice always came at odd times that earned some laughter from the passengers, like now. There was some turbulence, and Alec wished he could be anywhere but here, but the pilot's voice really helped distract him from his fears. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. It looks like the turbulence is trying to come and bite us, but not to worry, as I will kick them and get us out from their fantastic wrath. Alec laughed at that. It was so funny the way he joked about turbulence. Some of the fear seeped out from him because of this, and he could see it wasn't only him. He noticed the child that once looked so afraid now laughing because of that. He wondered what kind of guy he was. From his experience with all flights that he was forced to do, usually the captain was formal addressing or informing passengers. I have trouble reading. But the captain here was so funny and sassy at it, and it helped him ease his uneasy feelings. He might or might not call his captain cute in his mind. Not that he would say anything about that. After all, Captain Cutie said a few more funny commentaries that Alec counted and laughed at. He was sure he could hear some snorts from the speaker, and he bet it was Captain Cutie's co-pilot. Alec snorted at that idea. When it was finally time to land, Alec gladly accepted it because it was finally over, even though he was kinda sad because he could no longer hear Captain Cutie's voice. He almost enjoyed the whole flight. Almost. It was quite a bumpy landing, and he was kind of pissed until the last announcement made. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your captain speaking for one last time. Thank you for trusting me to fly you all to your destination, and my deepest apologies for the bumpy landing. It looked like the asphalt had a grudge with me and my co-pilot. Hope you all have a good day, all passengers. Captain out. It earned him a grin, and a few people from business class also laughed along with him. Yeah, he kind of enjoyed this flight. Here's another page break. Water break. You look beautiful, Izzy grinned and winked at him. Shut up, Taylor, I'm reading FanFictions. Of course I do. I am your sister, after all. Alec smiled. His sister would be married to the love of her life, and she looked beautiful and almost ethereal. Nothing could make Alec happier today. At least that was what he thought, until suddenly he heard a voice that he was quite sure belonged to Captain Cutie. "Oh my God, Isabel, you look so beautiful, my dear." Izzy smiled so broadly and hugged the guest happily. "Magnus, Simon and I thought you had trouble scheduling your flight and couldn't come." "I was already here from a flight 2 days ago. I made some deal with my company to get a few days off," Magnus said as he winked to Izzy. Izzy kissed his cheek, which earned a laugh from Magnus. "Simon will be happy that you are here. He didn't say, but he was really sad you couldn't come." "I'll make sure to surprise him then." They laughed again. As Alec watched the scene unfold, he wondered if he really was Captain Cutie. If he really were, Alec could feel his heart would jump anytime soon. Magnus wore a black buttoned shirt with a dark red velvet blazer, which looked tight and showed off his arms. He wore black coal and there was some pink streak in his hair. Alec gulped. He was so gone already. Magnus finally noticed Alec. He gave him a sheepish smile. "That was rude of me. I am Magnus Bane. You are her older brother, aren't you?" He said that while offering his hand to shake, which Alec shook tentatively because he might bursted out at the moment. Yeah, I am Alec Lightwood." Magnus smiled, which made Alec blush. He couldn't help but notice how nice his hand was. "You know, Alec, Magnus is a pilot. It's sad you hate to fly. He was amazing with all the commentaries." Izzy said it while she grinned teasingly to Magnus, which Magnus responded to with a wink. Alec suddenly blurted out, "You really are Captain Cutie from 2 days ago." Alec immediately slapped his own mouth and blushed. Magnus was stunned. Meanwhile, Izzy put one of her fingers on her lips. She could smell something here. "Ah, are you one of the passengers from my flight from LA to NYC?" Alec nodded. He didn't trust his voice right now. "Then apologies are in order for some turbulence and the bumpy landing." "It's fine. It couldn't be helped. Your commentaries were a nice distraction anyway." Magnus grinned. "It's good you found it nice, Alexander." Alec was never really fond of it when people called him his full name, but his full name sounded so beautiful rolled from Magnus. Yeah, he was already so gone for the Captain Cutie. The end. Taylor, unmute yourself.
Hello.
What did you think?
It was interesting.
It's what did it say? It said it so many times. Why can I not find it? The big chunk of iron. It said that so much. A bit too much. But it's fine. It was good. I liked it. Always a slut for Malik fanfiction. Always. What were you saying, Taylor?
I liked it too.
It was pretty good. These get more awkward every time we do a video, don't they? Just more and more awkward every time.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Alec and Captain Cutie have a good life together after Sissy's wedding, which I also am always a slut for. Alright. We're gonna go be awkward somewhere else.